Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. And also to the Israelite foreigners, that's scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on a physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Once again, Shalom. So basically you can see, current news, when it comes to you, as you can see on this article, which is off of tomsguide.com, and you can see the headline, YouTube went down, everything you need to know about the major outage, and lately, brothers been reporting or doing videos when it comes to YouTube going down, when it comes to the platform, social media, when it comes to, the videos, that people put up, but us, that's in the faith and involved in the ministry, and teach this word, as, the Hebrew Israelites, mainly start with the men of Great Millstone. Like I say, Hebrew Israelite camps, or organizations, I say, they put up their, their ministry or on the internet, mainly by the way of YouTube, such as, brothers as ourselves, constantly, putting up videos, on YouTube, when it comes to the street ministry or, sit down lessons, and, when it comes to, the internet or the YouTube, we know that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, the Lord set it up, to push this word out, we know when it comes to, YouTube, it's a lot of entertainment, a lot of, videos, when it comes to, history, health-wise, uh, um, you know, certain, skills, people can look into YouTube, or, videos, when it comes to information, but mainly when it comes to the truth being pushed, that Yahweh Shema Shai set the platform of YouTube up, and so we take this, when it comes to the outage, we take it as a sign of the coming of the famine of the word, when the Lord, gonna put the spirit on the elites of Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, where Esau, Edom, the elites, down to the government officials, here in America, to come with certain bans, YouTube video being banned, certain videos, the coming of censorship, regulate the internet, as now we're in the time of the the age of information, as they got the saying information war, or info demic, it could do to also a lot of exposure is coming out when it comes to these elites, Esau, Edom, when it comes to the agenda, as they trying to establish the NWO, that's being exposed by the way of the internet, mainly by YouTube, the shameful history, when it comes to these elites, and how, America history, more of why they want to shut down the internet, mainly because of the exposure of Esau, Edom, and we know that, they these elites, they do everything by, when it comes to test runs, or certain trials they use to see the reaction of the people, when it comes to, in this case, the YouTube going down, okay, for amount of time, okay. And it says here's the latest on what happened in the YouTube outage, okay. And it says YouTube was unavailable for users for multiple hours on February the 17th, 2026, after an outage hit Google's videos streaming service, affecting both the website and the app. Okay, so it ain't nothing but a test run, man, to see the people reaction. Okay, and wait till they move full throttle. When it comes to censorship, okay, as they would say, banning certain controversial videos. Okay, like I say, mostly because YouTube, known for entertainment, known for a lot of folly. Okay, but mainly the word of the Lord Yahweh Shemal Shai is getting out. Okay, by the way of the prophets and exposure of Esau Edom. Okay, when it comes to certain information. Okay, that people getting online on YouTube and confirming it or bringing it out. Okay, and it says the U.S. West Coast reported the most issue with YouTube during the outage, which impact more than 30,000 YouTube users at its peak. Intel reports of problems with YouTube started to peak around 5:30 p.m. There are still reports of issues, and we're reporting live on the latest updates. Okay, so they go into certain bulletin points. Okay, when it comes to the outage. Okay, but we know that eventually we're coming in the time of the famine of the word, man. Okay, and so now is the time, as the scripture says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Okay, because the Lord soon going to remove his prophets off the highways and byways. Okay, and his word off the internet. Okay, such as platforms as this YouTube. Okay, so this is the time now for you Negroes, Latino, Native Americans to seek Yahweh Shemal Shai by the way of the ministry. Okay, by the way of this word being pushed and being preached. Okay, so we coming in these times. Let me go ahead and get into the scriptures. Okay, we coming in the time of all hell about to break loose, man. Okay, the coming of martial law. Okay, the coming of detention centers, concentration camps, famine, pestilence. Okay, more uproars of the people, civil unrest. Okay, anarchy. Okay, the coming of the Third World War. Okay, the coming of the crashing of the economy of this place, America. Okay, when it comes to the dollar. Okay, and it's going to be as these elites had their intentions to bring the end of the war. Okay, they want to bring their agenda in. Okay, when it comes to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Okay, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip that they want to implement. Okay, that's going to replace the physical dollar. Okay, and Yahweh Shemal Shai through the Spirit has set up the true prophets. Okay, the true men of Yahweh Shemal Shai to give you that forewarning of what's ahead as we're approaching Jacob's trouble. Okay, but you got a lot of false Israelite camps that's not using that's using this time now when it comes to YouTube and certain platforms. Okay, to push mirth, partying, entertainment. Okay, a lot of these camps, it's all about partying, Hebrew Israelite music, Hebrew Israelite platforms and interviews. Okay, marching, being militant. Okay, Hebrew Israelite marriages. Okay, and not giving that warning. Okay, a lot of these camps, they teaching false doctrines. Okay, and so when it comes to Yahweh Shemal Shai, having the true man out there to teach, and this word going viral by the way of the internet, okay, they're going to come upon the time the Lord going to remove his men. Okay, so this is the time now. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 10. Behold, the days come, say the Lord, power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water. Okay, although a physical famine is going to come, okay, to certain parts of the earth, okay, when it comes, when it comes to the famine, the lack of food, okay, here in America, okay, and it says, Noah thirst for water, but hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiah Shai. So this is a spiritual famine, okay, from not receiving the word, okay, or not hearing the words, okay, as the Lord gonna remove his men off the highways and byways, okay, at a certain point that we ain't gonna be able to be out there anymore when all hell breaks loose. And due to the regulation of the internet or censorship, okay, we're not gonna be able to upload videos no more. Okay, when it comes to the famine of the word. Okay. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmiah Shai, and shall not find it. Okay. And and most of our people, they seeing the Hebrew Israelites by the way of the internet. Okay. And most of our people, okay, what their response is, they scoff, they scorn, they make mockery. Okay. They get on social media talking about debunking the black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, that the Hebrew Israelites, they're all nothing but radicals, extremists, a hate group, okay, terrorism. Okay, it's our people, man. But his word has been presented to them. Okay, but we know that eventually only the elect is going to receive the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, to be sealed and to be covered, and ultimately to be delivered. Okay, when it comes to the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's destined to be saved, because 2/3 are Negro, Latino, and Native American descent, okay, of Israel, gonna be cut off and judged here in America by the various plagues, man. Okay, and ultimately, by the way of thermonuclear missiles, because this place, America, gonna be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire at the peak of the Third World War, and also leading to the time of Yahweh Shai's second coming by the way of the chariots, what the world call UFOs, okay, the vehicles of the angels, or the vehicles of the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, the Lord only going to deliver the elect, okay, from out of that destruction. Okay, but 2/3, okay, gonna be destroyed. Okay, and it starts with them not receiving the truth. Okay, when it comes to the word being presented to them by the way of the prophets. Okay, and like I say, a lot of it is Esau Edom being exposed. That's why they want to regulate the internet. Okay, let's get this on. This is Job chapter 20, and I'll start off at verse 27. And it says, the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Okay, going to Esau Edom. Okay, the heavens going into the starting with the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai through the spirit of the Lord. The prophets had awoken, okay, and out there teaching, okay. But also the heavens going into the internet by the way of the satellites, okay, when it comes to Esau Edom technology that the Lord gave him, okay, when it comes to the satellites, okay, the Wi-Fi, okay, the internet, okay, the 5Gs, the 6Gs, okay, Lord gave Yahweh Shema Shai gave Esau Edom that type of technology, okay, but more and more, okay, it's set up as also through the spirit, okay, to expose Esau Edom, okay, and as the heavens now revealing his iniquity, because we're in the time of Esau Edom judgment, okay, and these heathen nations, right along with 2/3 of our people, okay, we come into the time of the downfall of America, okay, and the future for these heathens, start with the Edomites, their future is captivity, okay, and that's another reason why they're going to want to regulate the internet when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, because we telling them about their future, okay, when it comes to Yahweh Shai, establish the kingdom of Israel, okay, and Esau Edom and these heathens going to captivity, okay, up on us, okay, and it says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Hey, due to the internet, the exposure of Esau Edom, okay, now all these, not only that the prophets are rising up through the spirit of the Lord, exposing Esau Edom, But even amongst themselves, they exposing themselves. Okay, Esau, Edom. Okay, when it comes to whistleblowers, okay, former members of the certain secret societies or secret councils that's coming out exposing Esau, Edom. Okay, the average American or certain or woke Edomites. Okay, coming against the elites and how in the agenda. Okay, that they try to propose and push. Okay, the heathen nations, the other nations coming against Esau, Edom, exposing them, ready to go to war. Okay, once again, the information age. Okay, so we coming in these times, man. Okay, when the Lord going to remove His prophets and His word off the internet. Okay, and when it comes to controversy news, okay, or topics, okay, when it comes to the internet, okay, it's gonna come to the point there's gonna be regulation, okay, or censorship. Let's get this. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 24. Then the Spirit entered into me and set me upon my feet and spake with me and said unto me, Go, shut thyself within thy house. Okay, especially when all hell break loose. Okay, because we just as Ezekiel represent the word of Yahweh Shemal Shai back then. Okay, the Lord set up the prophets today. Okay, to represent this word. Okay, when all hell break loose, okay, the Lord gonna remove His prophets. Okay, just as a point in time, the Lord ain't allowed Ezekiel to go out there and teach or preach, okay, or to speak the word, to give warning to Israel, okay. But thou, son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. Yeah, because this been during the time of Ezekiel, okay. Start with where I say that the Israel was about to go and was going into captivity, okay, up under the I believe this time during the time of the uh Medo-Persian Empire, okay, coming from the Babylonian Empire to the Medo-Persian Empire, and Lord always set up the prophets to give that warning, okay, to teach repentance to the tribes, to the Israelites, okay, so just as this time we in captivity, okay, here in America, the modern day spiritual Babylon, okay, and so they're gonna come upon a time the Lord gonna remove His prophets, okay, mainly when all hell break loose, okay, and it says, verse 26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house, okay, and so that's the word dumb mean not to speak, okay, and so the Lord gonna, this is another form of salat, another form of the famine of the word. Okay, when the Lord closed the mouth of the prophets, not to teach. Okay, fully when the elect is sealed. Okay, and the Lord removed His prophets. That's it, man. Okay, and it says that thou shalt be dumb and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus say the power, or thus say the Lord power, Yahweh Shemal Shai. He that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbear, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. So the Lord got the prophets out here at this time now, okay, giving that warning, teaching repentance, okay. And the Lord said those that hear are eventually going to be the elect, okay, that's going to be sealed and be delivered. But those that forbear, that's not taking heed, okay, when it comes to the 2/3, okay, their fate is going to be being destroyed by the plagues that Yahweh Shemal Shah is going to bring, okay, judgment. Okay, so this is the time now. Okay, let's get this. So that whole YouTube outage, which they always do a test run about every year, okay? It is, you know, to see the reaction of the people. But there's gonna come a point in time that when they completely regulate YouTube or the internet, okay, when it comes to certain religious you know, points or something, you know, points or controversy topics, okay, and at the same time, okay, in reality, all hell breaking loose, okay, then our people want to seek the Lord, okay. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6, seek ye the Lord, Yahweh, by Shema Shai, while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near, okay. So this is the time now to seek Yahweh by Shema Shai, okay. How the Lord is near? By the way of his prophets, okay. You know, and what's when it comes to the prophecies, okay, which the word prophet or prophecies mean to say before, okay, and part of the Lord prophecies as well, by the way of the prophets the Lord is speaking, is the time of great judgment, okay, and the only way you can be delivered out of it, okay, when it comes to you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you Israelites, that you come back and serve Yahweh Shema Shai, and that you are the elect, okay, that hopeful number that we striving to be part of, because that's the only ones that's going to be delivered at this time, okay, the elect, okay. So this is the time now to seek Yahweh Shema Shai while he may be found, okay, before the famine of the word, okay, which we getting closer and closer to, okay, which indicate, okay, are going to lead to, once the Lord remove his men fully off the highways and byways and his word off the internet, the next step is judgment and all hell breaking loose, man, okay. And once again, the Lord only going to deliver the elect, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. And I pray that lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.